Okay, so I'm looking at these two cards here, the Page of Cups and the Emperor. The Page of Cups, it represents physical trials, things that you experience while you're living life upon earth. It speaks of your resources, your friends, your family, work, things that you particularly enjoy, because we're dealing with cups. All right, things that make you feel good, things that make you happy, pleasure. And this little green man, he is also a clairvoyant, necromancer. He's an intuitive. So things that you do that relate or help enhance pleasure. As you can see, this little green man, he has horns on his head. So that means that there is potential danger involved. Be aware of tricks. Be aware of things that seduce you. And as you can see, the little green man, he has it looks like a torch. However, it's not fire that's coming from the torch. It looks like a potion. All right. So this little green man, he offers you things that give you pleasure, that delight you. The Page of Cups also represents a situation or a person that has taken on another form. So they don't exist in the same form as they used to. They have taken on another form as a means to seduce. Okay? All right. Let's take a moment to examine this little green man here in this card. First off, this little green man in this card, in this particular deck, he has a name, and his name is Puka. Okay, so you guys might want to go ahead and research if you want to learn more about this deity. This Puka is one variation of the spelling, but it's also Pucca and Puca. So there are three variations of the spelling of this deity's name. All right, so let's take a closer look. So we've already divined this card somewhat. We know that the horns on this deity head is a symbol of danger, so it's telling us to practice caution, to be careful, and this is also associated with the water element. Care is one of the things that is associated with the water element. And if you see here, he is depicted in green. What else is green? Money is green, so he's associated with money. In other words, prosperity. He's associated with herbs, anything dealing with herbs, nature, the grass, youth. He's associated with youth. This card will usually come up if we are inquiring about someone. It could even be a female, but if we are inquiring about someone up to the age of 21 years old, this card would generally come up. It doesn't necessarily have to be a youth. It could be an older person who is taking on these characteristics. Okay. Now, we also see the Puka here. He has something in his hand. And like I said before, it kind of resembles a torch. And what's coming out of it, it kind of resembles flames. But as you can see, it's not a flame. So it looks more like he's holding in his hand some type of potion. This energy also corresponds with darkness, as you can see surrounding him. There is some darkness. There is something hidden that you can't see about this energy. All right. This energy right here has the ability to take on any form. All of the entities do. But this one, he has the ability to take on the form of things that you like. Like, say, for instance, candy, not just people. He can take on the form of candy, sweets, any type of sweets, things that you like. A man that you like, This also represents a spouse of a woman who has passed on to the other realm. He has taken on another form. It doesn't mean that the relationship has ended between those two. The woman who is a widow may think that it has ended, but it hasn't ended. The relationship has just taken on another form, or the man that she is involved with has taken on another form. He's going to come to her, but he's going to come in another form, and he can appear, like I said, as something that she desires in her life. It doesn't necessarily have to be a person. It could be a thing, a situation that she desires in her life, or that she enjoys in her life, and he's going to come to her in that form. All right. Also associated with this card, if you see at the bottom, you see two people laying head to head, and it looks like they're resting or they're sleeping. This represents the lovers. These are twins, okay, which because they oppose each other, but they're complementary. And he has the power to cast a spell on them and, put them to rest. So why this card is also associated with counseling. Okay, counseling, an advisor. And see, since this is a young deity, it's basically saying that this deity here, or this situation here, is fairly new. Okay, he will grow. He will continue to grow if allowed. He's not really good at expressing his feelings because he's still kind of young. So the way that this person or this situation may express themselves is in more of a sadistic way, Like I said, he's a trickster, so you got to be careful with him. He is definitely a trickster. Anything that has horns on their head is making you aware of a situation where you can be tricked out of your resources. So be very careful with that. And the next card we're going to reevaluate, or we're going to evaluate, and that's the Emperor. And he is up against the Page of Cups. This is a masculine energy. It's very forceful. It's also very aggressive. So it's going to require you to put up an aggressive action towards whatever it is that you're trying to do. The ram also is a symbol of strength. Once again, we see horns, which tells us again that there is potential danger here. We are also seeing red, so we know what red means. Red is a symbol of passion, blood, life force, energetic, action, taking action, passion, fire, lust, intensity. Okay, this man here is a ruler. He masters the beast. He doesn't allow the beast to master him. And if we continue to study this card in depth, we will be able to uncover more and more information from the symbolism that's contained in the card. We also see the Emperor with a spear. That's his weapon. That's what he uses to defeat and overcome limitations and restrictions. The Emperor is a conqueror. He does not allow anything or anyone to limit or restrict him to get in the way of the pursuance of a goal. The Emperor in this card is depicted with a spear, and if you can look closely, you'll see where the spear has penetrated the side of the ram, and you see where blood is coming out. This depiction here is reminding us to ensure that we manage our energy effectively. We don't want to put in too much work, and we don't want to overstrain ourselves in doing that because it'll cause problems. So just in case you haven't realized the divination of these two cards together by now, allow me to share it with you. This is just a general divination, and it involves someone who is seeking pleasure, and in order for them to attain this pleasure, Spirit is advising them to take action, to take charge of the situation, to make up your mind, take charge of the situation, and go after it. That is the general message of these two cards, the combination of these two cards. There you have it. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. Thank you for visiting, and I look forward to sharing with you again in the future. Peace.
Together